nigga. That means main man don't know me. I will creep up.
Niggas is really mad that when they go to sleep at night and I wake up, we both wake up, it's like we doing.
Stop everything, because the queen of tough talk, the woman who swore she would never bow down to a man again, just got hit with the kind of heartbreak that nobody saw coming. Remy Ma, yes, Remy Ma has been left humiliated, exposed, and shattered after her new boyfriend blindsided her with the ultimate betrayal. The same man she paraded around as proof she'd moved on from Papoose. He dumped her, cold, public, ruthless, and now the whispers are getting louder. Remy is desperately begging Papoose to take her back. Let that sink in. The woman who built her image on strength, independence, and no-nonsense dominance is suddenly at the mercy of the very man she tried to replace. Social media is going insane. Leaked texts, alleged voicemails, and insider whispers are painting a picture so wild that even Remy's fiercest fans don't know what to believe anymore. And here's the kicker. Papoose isn't playing the role anyone expected. Instead of jumping back in with open arms, sources say he's enjoying watching Remy squirm. He's standing taller, prouder, and maybe even a little vindictive as the tables have officially turned. But trust me, this isn't just a breakup story. This is a full-blown scandal, one filled with betrayal, revenge, and a desperate plea for redemption. And the receipts. They're even messier than you think. To understand why this latest scandal has the entire hip-hop world on fire, we have to rewind way back to the story of Remy Ma and Papoose. For years, they were hip-hop's definition of ride or die. When Remy was locked away for 6 years, Papoose didn't just hold her down, he became the poster boy for loyalty, devotion, and unconditional love in a culture where relationships crumble overnight. He visited her, waited for her, and stood by her in ways most people thought were impossible in the rap game. Together, they built a reputation as the power couple who could survive anything. When Remy came home, fans expected their love story to soar even higher. And for a while, it did. They renewed vows on TV, showered each other with public declarations of love, and presented themselves as untouchable. Black love, people called it. Papoose was praised as husband of the year. Remy, empowered and free, looked unstoppable. It seemed like nothing could crack the bond they'd built through trials that would have broken anyone else. But behind the picture-perfect smiles and TV cameras, the cracks were starting to show. Whispers of arguments began leaking. Fans noticed awkward body language at award shows. There were rumors of jealousy that Papoose felt overshadowed by Remy's rising star power. Then came the industry gossip about Remy being seen a little too close with other men in studios and backstage events. Still, nobody imagined the unthinkable, that Remy would actually move on from Papoose. But she did. Or at least, she tried. When the first reports broke that Remy had a new man, the internet went into meltdown. Fans were stunned, shocked, even betrayed themselves. How could she do Papoose like that? Was the most common question. After everything he sacrificed, after years of loyalty. The idea of Remy parading a new boyfriend was seen as the ultimate slap in the face. Blogs called it the biggest betrayal in hip-hop relationships since Offset and Cardi's scandals. Social media roasted her, calling her ungrateful and cold. Yet Remy stood firm. She was photographed holding hands, smiling in public, flaunting her new romance like she had nothing to hide. And here's where things got even messier. Her new man wasn't some anonymous figure. Insiders whispered that he was younger, flashier, and came with his own street credibility, the polar opposite of Papoose's grounded, stable energy. It felt like Remy wasn't just moving on. She was trying to rewrite her image, choosing chaos over comfort, rebellion over loyalty. Fans watched in disbelief as she went from queen of black love to headline-making rebel chasing. A new thrill. But here's the irony. The very thing she flaunted as a symbol of independence has now come back to haunt her. Because that shiny new romance, it just crashed and burned. Reports say the breakup wasn't just private, it was brutal. Public enough that people close to the situation are already leaking receipts. Texts where he allegedly called her clingy, Voicemails where Remy is said to have begged him to work things out. And now, the rumor mill says she's crawling back to Papoose, desperate for the man she once replaced. Fans are stunned. How did the woman who once symbolized strength, resilience, and loyalty end up in such a vulnerable position? How did Remy go from being the wife every fan admired to the ex-girlfriend who got dumped and is now allegedly begging her old flame for forgiveness? The fall from grace is so dramatic, so cinematic, that it has everyone glued to their screens. And here's the most dangerous part. Papoose is no longer the quiet, loyal partner who will suffer in silence. Insiders claim he's relishing this moment, that he's letting Remy feel the sting of rejection, that he's finally standing tall, reminding her and the entire world who really held the power all along. But just when you think you've seen the worst of it, the first real twist in this scandal drops. Because apparently there are receipts, and the receipts aren't just about Remy's new man dumping her. They go even deeper, exposing secrets that could shatter the last shred of her image and turn her plea for redemption into a fight for survival. The downfall wasn't quiet. It wasn't subtle, and it definitely wasn't private. Remy Ma's relationship with her flashy new boyfriend ended in a way so humiliating, so messy, that even her fiercest fans are cringing, according to insiders. The breakup happened after a heated argument at a high-profile industry party in New York. The new boyfriend, reportedly furious over trust issues, didn't just pull Remy aside. He made a scene. Eyewitnesses claim he raised his voice, saying, "I'm done being compared to Papoose. You'll never move on because you're still living in his shadow." Gasps filled the room. Phones shot up to record. And before anyone knew it, the clip was already spreading like wildfire across Twitter and TikTok in the leaked video. Remy's face looks stunned, almost broken, as she tries to de-escalate. But the boyfriend storms out, leaving her standing alone in front of the flashing cameras. The humiliation was instant. Fans clipped the moment, turning it into memes with captions like, "When you leave the real for the fake," and Papoose watching this like within hours. Hashtags like hashtag Remy exposed and hashtag karma for PAPOOC were trending. But here's where it gets even wilder, because receipts started dropping left and right. Screenshots of alleged text messages between Remy and her ex-boyfriend surfaced on Instagram gossip pages. In them, she's allegedly begging him to work things out. "Don't do this to me. I need you. Please, let's fix this." The replies: cold, brutal. He writes, "You're only running back because the streets turned on you. I'm not Papoose. I don't take disrespect and stay." Fans went ballistic. The image of Remy, the tough, fearless battle rapper who once annihilated Nicki Minaj, with Shether reduced to pleading in text messages, was a contrast too sharp to ignore. Critics dragged her, saying she got a taste of her own medicine. Supporters begged for compassion, reminding people that even the strongest break down when love collapses, and just when it seemed like Remy's humiliation couldn't get any deeper, the first major twist dropped. Leaked audio, allegedly from a voicemail Remy left for Papoose, hit the blogs. In the clip, a voice that sounds eerily like Remy's chokes up as she says, "I messed up. Pap, you were the only one who ever really loved me. I see it now. Please, just answer. I need you back." That one clip set the internet ablaze. Fans couldn't believe it. Was Remy really crawling back to the man she left behind? The same man she publicly embarrassed by flaunting a younger replacement. Papoose instantly became the hero of the story, the man vindicated by karma. While Remy was painted as the villain turned victim, social media erupted with reactions. Papoose better not take her back. She disrespected him too much. This is what happens when you leave loyalty for lust. She went from queen to clown overnight. Queen to clown overnight. And here's the kicker. Papoose didn't deny the voicemail. Instead, he posted a cryptic Instagram story of himself in the studio, nodding his head with the caption, "Tables always turn." Fans flooded his comments, calling him King Papoose and begging him not to let Remy back into his life. The scandal didn't just damage Remy's personal life, it started to ripple into her career. Promoters reportedly grew nervous about booking her, worried the backlash would overshadow her performances. Brands she'd partnered with quietly began distancing themselves, deleting her content from their feeds. The fallout was spreading fast, but the real knife twist? Insiders claim Papoose is not only refusing to take her calls, he's entertaining offers from reality TV producers to tell his side of the story. Imagine the man who once stood in Remy's shadow finally stepping into the spotlight, reclaiming his narrative while she scrambles to hold hers together. At this point, fans aren't just watching a breakup. They're watching the reversal of a legend. Remy, once praised for being the strong one, is now painted as desperate, exposed, and humiliated. Meanwhile, Papoose, the man long dismissed as the loyal sidekick, is finally being celebrated as the one who won in the end. And yet, brutal as this twist was, the mess is only getting started. Because there are whispers that Remy's new man didn't just dump her. He's planning to drop receipts of his own. And if those receipts are as wild as insiders claim, then Remy's reputation won't just be dented. It'll be obliterated if Remy Ma thought the public humiliation ended with leaked texts and that devastating voicemail too. Papoose, she was dead wrong. Because just when fans thought this scandal couldn't get any uglier, the ex-boyfriend himself decided to jump into the chaos, and the receipts he allegedly dropped flipped the entire narrative into an all-out circus. It started the shady Instagram Live. The ex, clearly fueled by clout and rage, sat in a car with his boys, smirking as he scrolled through his phone. "Y'all keep saying I broke her heart," he said, looking directly at the camera. "Nah, she broke her own. Don't get it twisted, Remy Ma ain't no victim. I got the proof right here." He waved his phone like a weapon. Within seconds, clips of the live were reposted everywhere. Fans were foaming at the mouth. What proof? What was he about to expose? And then, boom, screenshots started hitting gossip blogs. Alleged DMs where Remy was seen trashing Papoose behind his back. In one message, she allegedly wrote, "Pap, old news. I need a real man who can keep up with me. Loyalty, don't pay bills." Fans gasped. The same woman who built her brand on praising Papoose's loyalty. The same couple who had been paraded as black love goals. Suddenly, she looked like a fraud. But it didn't stop there. A second batch of screenshots allegedly showed her shading other female rappers while confiding in her new man. One line read, "Nicki's washed Cardi too messy. These new girls ain't got bars. I'm the last real one." Whether real or fake, those messages tore through the internet like wildfire. Nicki stans, Cardi fans, and even up-and-coming rappers dragged her relentlessly, accusing her of arrogance and insecurity. Within hours, Twitter turned into a bloodbath, with trending tags like #RemyExposed and #FakeQueen.end. Then came the most explosive reveal yet. The ex-boyfriend uploaded an audio clip, allegedly of a late-night call with Remy herself. In it, a voice sounding eerily like hers says, "I regret everything. Leaving Pap, trusting you. You just used me for the come-up." The call ends with her breaking down into sobs. The internet froze. Was this the nail in the coffin? The image of Remy Ma, once untouchable, reduced to tears and admitting regret, was too shocking for fans to process. Within minutes, rappers started chiming in. 50 Cent, never one to miss a messy moment, posted a meme of Remy holding a phone with the caption, "When you thought you upgraded but ended up downgraded." The post went viral instantly, with fans clowning Remy and egging 50 on. Fat Joe, on the other hand, tried to defend her, tweeting, "Don't believe everything you see online." People love tearing down legends, but the damage was done. Remy's name was already trending for all the wrong reasons. Even Papoose seemed to throw shade. He posted a picture of himself in the studio, smiling with his daughter, captioned, "Real men don't fold. We build." Fans interpreted it as a direct jab at Remy, praising him for standing tall while she crumbled under the weight of her own choices. Meanwhile, the ex-boyfriend's antics escalated further. He teased a full sit-down interview with a gossip YouTuber, claiming he would tell the real story of their relationship. Insiders whispered that he was being paid thousands just to spill tea on Remy, and that he had more tapes tucked away, waiting to be released. The thought of more humiliating audio or text leaks had fans on edge, refreshing timelines like addicts. But the most shocking twist came when an alleged contract leak surfaced. Documents that appeared to show Remy quietly negotiating with reality TV producers for a spin-off series with her new man, a show that would have spotlighted their relationship. As the new power couple, the revelation sent shockwaves across the industry. Did Remy throw away Papoose and their brand for a TV check with a man who ended up dumping her? The betrayal, the short-sightedness, the collapse. It was all too much for fans to handle. The industry wasn't quiet either. Charlemagne thought God called it the fall of a queen in real time on The Breakfast Club. Wendy Williams, who recently resurfaced, online went live to gloat, saying, "I told y'all," the minute she left Papoose. The karma clock started ticking. Even mainstream outlets like TMZ and Page 6 ran with headlines like, "Remy Ma's empire crumbling. Ex-boyfriend leaks devastating receipts." By now, the once respected image of Remy and her love life had turned into a public spectacle. Fans weren't just debating the receipts, they were rewatching old interviews, picking up past quotes, and rewriting history in real time. Clips of Remy bragging about her independence resurfaced, mocked with captions like, "And look at you now." But here's where it gets even more terrifying. For Remy, the whispers aren't just about her personal life anymore. Industry insiders are saying this scandal could tank her career. Promoters are allegedly backing out of deals. Collaborators are distancing themselves, and worst of all, fans are turning to Papoose, demanding he gets his flowers while Remy gets dragged. The tables have turned completely. And yet, as humiliating as this is, the real nightmare is still ahead. Because insiders are claiming there's one final twist, a betrayal so deep, receipts so devastating that when it drops, it won't just hurt Remy's love life. It'll burn down the last remnants of her reputation. The internet wasn't just buzzing after the leaks, it was in flames. Every corner of hip-hop Twitter, Instagram gossip blogs, TikTok tea pages, and even Facebook anti-groups had one thing on their lips: Remy Ma. The reactions were so wild, so divided that it felt like the culture itself was being split in half. On one side were the Remy haters fans who felt vindicated, who saw her downfall as karma finally cashing its check. Tweets went viral with captions like, "You don't throw away a king like Papoose for a clown. This is what happens." TikTok creators stitched clips of her crying in the leaked audio with savage remixes, turning her pain into memes. One video racked up 10 million views in 24 hours, captioned, "From Shether to Shattered." The internet can be cruel, and Remy was learning that lesson the hard way. On the other side, a smaller but passionate group of supporters tried to defend her. They pointed out the hypocrisy of clowning a woman for heartbreak when male rappers cheat, abandon families, and move on daily. "Y'all drag Remy but glorify Future," one viral post read. The misogyny is loud, but their voices were drowned out in the tidal wave of mockery, and shade. Celebrities couldn't resist weighing in either. 50 Cent doubled down, posting another meme, this time of Papoose wearing a crown with the caption, "King behavior. Hold the line, Pap." Cardi B, surprisingly, posted something vague. "Sometimes you gotta lose it all to realize who was really for you." Fans debated endlessly whether it was shade, solidarity, or just generic advice. Nicki Minaj didn't speak directly, but her fan base, the Barbs, took over Twitter with the hashtag #SheTher Karma, reminding everyone of Remy's brutal diss track from years ago and calling this her. Real-life media outlets spun the scandal into endless narratives. The Breakfast Club called it the implosion of hip-hop's strongest woman. TMZ ran with "Remy Ma dumped, exposed, and begging." Shade Room flooded their page with fan comments, fueling debates that drew millions of eyeballs. Even mainstream news picked it up, framing it as a lesson about loyalty, relationships, and public image. But the most shocking industry reaction came from Papoose himself. He didn't rant, he didn't clap back, he stayed calm, cool, collected. Posting a family picture with his daughter, he captioned it, "Peace of mind greater than everything else." The post got over 1 million likes, with comments like "This is why Pap won, and she'll never find another you." For the first time in years, Papoose was being celebrated as the star while Remy's shine dimmed. Meanwhile, promoters and brands quietly began making moves. Rumors swirled that Remy lost a lucrative hosting gig after the scandal exploded. One brand allegedly pulled her campaign, replacing her with a younger female rapper. The industry has no patience for vulnerability when image is everything. And Remy's brand, once rooted in strength and dominance, was now synonymous with desperation and exposure. Fans, however, weren't done. They started creating polls, asking, should Papoose take Remy back? The results? Brutal. Over 80% voted no, with comments like, "She made her bed," "Let her lie in it," and "Loyalty doesn't get recycled." Entire YouTube panels debated whether Pap should forgive her or finally claim the respect he'd been denied for years. And then came the most shocking defender. Fat Joe on Instagram Live. He nearly shouted, "Stop dragging my sister. Y'all don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Everybody makes mistakes. Don't act like y'all perfect." His defense lit up the internet, but instead of protecting Remy, it backfired. Fans accused him of being biased, protecting a friend while ignoring the receipts. Memes of Fat Joe holding Remy's phone went viral, with captions like, "Delete this before they see it." At this point, it was no longer just about Remy being dumped. It was about her entire career, her legacy, her credibility. Fans questioned her authenticity, her judgment, and even her lyrics. How you rap about loyalty and strength but beg a man who played you? One viral tweet read, "The irony was too sharp to ignore." But here's the thing, as loud as the dragging was, as merciless as the memes became, there was still one more twist waiting to drop. Because insiders whispered that the ex-boyfriend wasn't finished, that he had one more card to play, a final devastating receipt that could shatter the last piece of dignity Remy Ma had left. The internet was already sharpening its knives. And if that final leak hit the light of day, fans knew this wasn't just a scandal anymore. It was the end of an era, just when it seemed like Remy Ma's reputation couldn't sink any lower. Her ex-boyfriend dropped the bomb that shook the entire hip-hop world to its core in a late night. Instagram posts quickly deleted, but already screen recorded by fans, he uploaded a short video of himself scrolling through a folder on his phone labeled Remy Files. He didn't open anything, but the thumbnails alone were enough to set the internet ablaze. Screenshots of bank transfers, what looked like private selfies, and a document titled Contract Remy and Papoose. The caption, "Should I press play?" The reaction was immediate. Fans screamed that this was the endgame. Gossip blogs declared it the death of Remy's image. Twitter went feral with predictions of what could be inside those files. Evidence of financial dependency, proof she'd been trying to leverage Papoose for clout, maybe even recordings of her saying things she could never take back. The suspense was unbearable. And then came the first leak, within hours. An audio clip surfaced on Reddit, allegedly pulled from the Remy Files. In it, a voice that sounded exactly like Remy says, "I thought he was my upgrade, but he ain't nothing compared to Pap. Pap built me. I can't survive without him." The internet froze. The once feared battle rapper reduced to admitting she can't survive without the man she tossed aside. Fans labeled it the ultimate humiliation. Memes popped up overnight, side-by-sides of Remy on stage spitting Shether versus Remy whispering, desperate confessions on leaked tapes. But here's where the real twist came in. Because alongside the audio, another screenshot allegedly showed Remy emailing a reality show producer pitching a redemption storyline. The email read, "If I can reconcile with Pap on camera, ratings will go crazy." Let's talk numbers. Fans couldn't believe it. Was her public plea for Papoose not even about love, but about money and clout? The narrative flipped again, painting Remy not just as desperate, but manipulative. The industry reactions were merciless. Joe Budden roasted her on his podcast, saying she tried to trade loyalty for ratings and got left with nothing. This is ugly, man. Charlemagne thought God called it the biggest PR disaster of Remy's career. Meanwhile, the Shade Room comments section turned into a battlefield, some dragging her for selling her dignity, others praying she finds peace. Before the circus destroys her completely, and then silence from Remy. No Instagram lives, no tweets, no clapbacks, just a blank, eerie quiet. Fans speculated she was either preparing legal action against the ex or plotting a massive comeback move. But Papoose, he couldn't resist twisting the knife. He posted a picture of himself on a rooftop, looking over the city, captioned, "God, don't make mistakes. Stay loyal, stay blessed." The timing was too perfect to ignore. Fans flooded his comments with applause, crowning him the ultimate winner of the saga. And here's the cliffhanger. Insiders are whispering that the Remy files aren't fully out yet, that there are still videos, texts, and contracts waiting to drop, and that the ex is holding them like ransom, ready to destroy whatever's left of her brand piece by piece. If those files see the light of day, it won't just end Remy's career. It might erase her entire legacy. The only question now is, will Remy Ma find a way to reclaim her throne? Or is this the moment her empire crumbles for good? One thing is certain, the drama isn't over. Not by a long shot. And there you have it, the scandal that has flipped hip-hop upside down. Remy Ma, once celebrated as the unshakable queen of strength, has now been dragged through the mud by her own choices. From flaunting a flashy new boyfriend to being dumped in public. From humiliating leaked voicemails to the terrifying Remy files. This has become more than a breakup, it's a cultural reckoning. But the real question is, what happens next? Will Remy fight back and reclaim her dignity? Will she silence her ex with legal firepower? Or lean into the chaos with a messy reality TV redemption arc? And what about Papoose, the man she once left behind but now allegedly begs to return to? Should he even consider taking her back? Or is this his moment to finally stand tall and let her face the consequences alone? I want to hear from you. Do you believe Remy deserves forgiveness after everything she's put Papoose through? Or has the damage been done beyond repair? And if those Remy files really contain more explosive receipts, should they stay private? Or does the public deserve to know the truth? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because this debate is going to be hotter than anything we've seen yet. And listen, if you thought this chapter was wild, trust me, the next one will blow your mind. Insiders are already whispering about new names tied to this scandal. Rappers and industry players who might get dragged into the fallout. The story doesn't end here, it's only getting messier, darker, and more unpredictable. So hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and smash that notification bell, because the next twist in the Remy Ma saga is coming, and you do not want to miss it. Stay tuned. The game has changed forever. The game has changed forever.